Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Emmanuelle. The erotic adventures have returned, and this franchise has a long storied history in sorta Hollywood. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys books 1 through 16. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. If you ever wondered what porn was like in the 70s, well, Emmanuelle's back to show you what it was like. So, back in the 70s and a little bit into the 80s, they had a series of movies called Emmanuelle. I don't think any of them were X-rated, although some of them might have been. But the entire book series, or I don't know how many books they had, maybe only one, I don't know, January 17th, were all about this woman's adventures exploring her sexuality. And yeah, that's inappropriate still. They were all just porn, essentially, softcore porn. Like, I never saw any of them. I think I maybe saw a clip of one, but I never, it was basically like kind of acceptable levels of porn, like as far as you can get in the movie theaters and on like HBO back in the day when like few people had HBO, and they would play this at midnight. Emmanuelle goes to Thailand. Emmanuelle goes to Bangkok. Emmanuelle, erotic adventures. It was all like erotic stuff. And it was all the same kind of stuff. It's kind of like a romance movie, only way, way more nudity and more sex. And if it's not people having sex, then they're talking about sex or who they might have sex with. And it's just one long tease of sex and some sex. And I don't know. I guess there was a plot in there somewhere. But they cranked out these movies back in the 70s and early 80s. Because during that time, porno movies were almost acceptable level of entertainment. They almost became mainstream. There was this moment where it was like the hot thing in Hollywood. I guess it was the Deep Throat movie or the Behind the Green Door or something. Like some of those movies were becoming almost mainstream. They weren't quite there, but they were almost there. And like Hollywood was producing a lot of, movies with nudity in it, but they never had sex in them, like, porno sex. They'd have sex in them, but not, porno levels of sex. But they were getting damn close. And that was a reason for people to come to the movie theater. And back in the 70s and early 80s, they had no internet. So the porno movies were in porno theaters. And then I almost want to think there was some Emmanuelle X-rated movies, but I'm not sure. Again, I didn't follow them all that closely. I remember seeing them advertised and thinking to myself, who the F would see this movie? So I think they're completely outdated, of course, because it's like, why the hell would you pay money to go see this when you have the internet, right? You have the internet all day long, and you can see anything you want. Back in the day, this franchise was, a way to, I guess, see kind of porn. And, they had the porno theaters. They were everywhere back in those days. Then they just evaporated. Why? Well, VHS. So once they started putting porn on VHS tapes and then DVDs, it was all over. There was no reason to go to a porno theater to see porno. Where people could see you coming out of a porno theater. You could watch it in the privacy of your own home. and then do whatever you want, if you know what I'm saying. Um, so I'm not sure what the appeal here is. I guess for people who love eroticism, um, I guess there's an audience for that. I don't think it's a very big audience. I think it's mostly skewed towards women, mostly. Um, but I find these movies incredibly boring, except for the nudity, which takes forever to get to, is my understanding. Again, I've seen clips, and then it's sort of like, even in the clips, you got to fast forward. Like, oh my God, the dialogue. So I don't think this will be a compelling story unless you want to find out about the trials and tribulations of a woman discovering her sexuality. Sounds boring. Sounds incredibly boring to me. I mean, the lead actress is hot. I would like to see her naked, but wait till the clips come out on the internet if I want to see that. And again, there's nudity all over the internet. So really, I think these movies are completely outdated. I don't know why you would bring them back. You'd have to be like 80 years old or my age to even remember this. And I remember it, but it's not like I'm a fan. It's just something I used to see in the newspaper. I remember those when I would look in the newspaper for the movie listings, and that's the way we used to, see when the movies were playing. I was looking for regular movies. I wanted to go see Terminator and RoboCop, but there would also be ads for the porno or the near porno, and this was, I guess you would call this a near porno. It would play on like the dirty channels in your hotel or HBO, and if you wanted to see something erotic. What's the plot? I don't know. I mean, look at the write-up. Follows a woman in a series of erotic fantasies that she entertains. I don't know. It's some excuse for her to go to an exotic location, meet a bunch of men and women who are all beautiful, and have sex with them. I mean, that's going to be the whole movie. I'm sure there'll be some minor plot where, I don't know, she falls in love, or maybe she'll be exposed as some sort of sex maniac. I don't know. Who cares, really? I don't think that's why people watch the movie. They're not going to watch it for the plot. They're going to watch it for the eroticism, if they watch it at all. Which I guess, I got to imagine the audience for this is so tiny. So tiny. I don't know why you would remake it. Other than you're so out of touch with modern audiences. You so don't care even what they want. You greenlight this simply based on the name and the IP that your studio happens to own or have access to. So, yeah, would I see this? No. I wouldn't even watch this on streaming if it was free. And it's not like a movie you'd see like, oh, hey, a bunch of us are going to get together and watch Emmanuelle. No, that would be weird. Maybe you would watch this with your SO and get sexy, but I mean, you could do that literally on the internet with, actual porn, if you're into that. So I just don't see the purpose of this movie anymore. Don't think it's gonna work, but someone made it. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for more videos. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at the Northfield Flea Market. That's at the community school in Northfield, New Jersey, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So join me there. Hope to see you, and we'll see you in the next one.